we're up. It's about 7:30. We've run into the weekend again. Yeah, just doing Meals on Wheels early. A few more lambs getting around now, which is good. All seems to be going to plan. Yeah, we just got yeah, run into the first weekend of sort of local football and netball. So yeah, the girls have got the weekend off actually, because the side they play don't have a team, but Sarah actually coaches one of the junior sides, and yeah, I'm actually vice president of the local footy club. So yeah, got to play about an hour away. So yeah, just running around early trying to feed sheep, and because yeah, none of the boys are here today. So we better just fix that one up. Hang on a minute. Just hang on. Get out of the road, buddy. You'll get run over. Look out. There you go. Go on. Get over there. Could have been a disaster. Yeah, so just running around trying to get the sheep fed. Yeah, so with the lambs, the ewes actually identify the lambs by smell. So you want to try not to touch them in a sort of situation like that. I'll just give him a bit of a kick up the bum and get him to run away. But yeah, if the lamb ends up with your smell on it, well, the ewe gets confused and yeah, sort of tend not to mother up again. So anyway, it's the first, what are we, 1st April I think today, so it's end of daylight savings tonight, which will be good. We'll have a bit of daylight back at the start, right end of the day. So anyway, we'll get these girls fed up and make sure they're all doing what they're supposed to. Morning. Yeah, good day yesterday away. Just watched a bit of local sport, and yeah, a couple of our teams won, both netball and football. So anyway, a couple got a bit of a touch up, but just yeah, just doing the morning rounds with feeding sheep and checking ewes. I've just come over to where we burnt the other day, or where we've been trying to burn, just to have a bit of a look and see what the aftermath is, so you can just see here where the burnt bits are is basically where the header tailings were and where we picked up with the baler. So one thing we've sort of learnt, not having baled header tailings before, is you don't get that residue spread between the rows. You can't see for the shadow. It's not real good. Yeah, you can't see you can't see. I'll get it out. There's not a lot of residue between header rows, so it sort of doesn't help the fire to jump over between and spread across the paddock. So anyway, it sort of is what it is. We'll have a bit of a play around here and a bit of a as we go, but one thing we're going to have to probably do, just looking at the weather forecast, is I think we're going to pre-water everything. I'll pre-water what we can over here. I'll just jump out here, show you. So yeah, we've got the channels here. Yeah, so we're going to have to, we might order a bit of water in the next day or two and just wet up the bottom of these channels and just fill the cracks up. This one's pretty clean. And then yeah, we've got these fancy bay outlets here. Again, these are, if you've been watching on for a while, these are Padman stopped bay outlets. So yeah, you just got a little winch up the top there and it drops the flap and the water runs out, and yeah, so they've all got a bit of rubbish in them, and yeah, so what we might do is I'll get one of the guys to come over tomorrow. We're still the weekend. We'll get one of the guys to come over tomorrow with a slasher, and yeah, we'll get in the channel and on the tractor, and yeah, we'll slash the channels and yeah, give them a bit of a tidy up. So the water, there's no sort of restrictions in the channel for the water. So anyway, we'll go out the back and get some of these girls fed. At the back here, I'll just show you, I spoke on, I think on the last couple, about Tony setting a pump up. So we had this, before we bought the solar pump, we had this little setup. So it's a little, I think a little Yanmar diesel, single cylinder diesel, and a multi-impeller stage, multi-stage or multi-impeller pump. And yeah, we used to, it was on a little trailer, and we just used to, along the Mulwala Canal, where we've just got pump sites, and we used to pump up to dams and that sort of stuff, tanks and that. So it was sort of in the back of the shed here. What had actually happened, I think a few of the head bolts on the pump had come loose, and the motor itself wasn't running. So we yeah, we sort of did away with it then, and for a not so rainy day, and yeah, got the solar pump. So Tony's been mucking around, he's built this little frame, and I was going to get another solar pump to pump up to the tank up, the black tank that I've shown you before up the back there, but we had this little setup here. So yeah, he's just built this little frame, and we've set it up. So yeah, we can now pump up to that tank. Beforehand, we got this 5,000 litre poly tank on a trailer here, and the guys just used to fill that up and do a couple of trips, and yeah, you know, transfer it from one tank, pump it out of the big tank here into that, and then up into the tank up the back there. The tank up the back there is only about, I think it's about 13,000 litre or something like that. But yeah, so we just used to cart water up there, but we've just found the user actually have been drinking quite a bit of water, surprisingly. So yeah, so they'd sort of drunk that tank dry in 2 or 3 days. So yeah, but anyway, but one thing I've been meaning to show you, and I'll set up on this tank up the back there, is, I'll get up here without breaking my neck. We've got a lot of technology and stuff that makes stuff a lot easier. So that's a tank, remote tank sensor. So it sends me a text message, because what happened was we had a faulty trough here. We had 2 faulty troughs. We had one on this 110,000 litre, this tank, and there's the other one up on top of the hill's 55,000 litre. So not last harvest, the harvest before, we had a couple of troughs, the floats on the couple of troughs played up, and we actually lost all this water. It dropped both tanks out middle of harvest, and the solar pump works well, but it's not gonna, you know, it takes a week to fill those tanks up again. So we've gone to these tank monitoring things, and I've just got an app on my phone, or you log into the website. But what it actually does is, when the tank's at 50%, it sends me a text message, and then when it gets to 25%, it sends me another text message. So if there is a leaky trough or something happens, we're alerted to it. So yeah, we've got one here and one up on the other tank up on the hill there, and I'll probably order another one for this tank where we've got the use. So it saves having, although we're out here checking it every day, it just saves having to check it going forward. So just remotely we know what's going on, and I can log on and check how much water it's got in it. So yeah, pretty cool technology that sort of helps make the job easier, and you can hook cameras to them, and flow for likes of water, like pressure, like pipe pressure if we had a pump running, that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, pretty cool tech. So but yeah, just makes our job a lot easier. So yeah, we don't have to physically be checking stuff all the time. So we've got a ewe here with a lamb stuck in it, and this is why we've got to check them every day. Oh. Come here. Ooh. Sorry, the camera footage isn't all that great. Let's get it. Lay down. So, yeah, this just happens, and the day you don't check them is the day you lose one. So we carry in both the utes, we just carry a box of disposable gloves, because those that have done this know once you get the smell on your hands, you're smelling it for a good time. So we'll just have a look here, and he's just got a leg, a shoulder caught. This one's an easy one, hopefully. Come on, buddy. You got a heartbeat there or not? Come on, mate. Come on. No. Yeah. Didn't quite get any time. She hasn't been battling all that long by the looks of it, but it's just why we've got to check them every day. Anyway, it's the sad part of this gig. Yeah. Anyway, she'll be all right. She'll get up in a minute. I might even come back and check her later on. So, anyway, yeah. But as I said, the day you don't check them. It's very time consuming, but yeah, just from an animal, get me breath. Just from an animal welfare point of view, you know, if I hadn't checked her by, you know, this afternoon or tonight, yeah, she could be dead, and yeah, you lose the lamb and the ewe. So it's just something we've got to do. So anyway, yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Well, we've come to the end of another day. Yeah, thankfully daylight savings is finished, and yeah, it's about nearly 6:30, so the sun it'll be dark shortly. So yeah, back to a bit of normality. Yeah, week coming, we've got we'll try and get the rest of the grazing weed in where we've pre-irrigated, a bit of spraying to do. Yeah, and we're going to a bit more burning. We'll keep that job rocking along now. They are talking a bit of rain towards the end of next week. We're not far off Easter now, but yeah, gonna probably start and pre-irrigate over where if you've been watching on where we have been burning off. Yeah, so we'll get that organised the next day or two. I'll get a bit of water ordered for over there. Yeah, sort of going to make the decision to pre-water over there, and by the time it's dry, sort of after Easter, we can start sowing over there, and then yeah, we'll probably just keep rolling onto our main season stuff. So anyway, there's plenty going on, plenty of content to come up, I suppose, is the professional way of saying it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.